What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are finishing the 63rd trading day of 2018, up over $13,000. This is obviously getting ridiculous. This is the way hot streaks are, though. And, I look back at January and it's like a $7,000 day, a $15,000 day, a $5,000 day, $9,000, $9,000. I mean, it's just day after day after day. And, then finally that big $18,000 day. Well, this is what April is like. In the last 10 days, I've made over $70,000 in 10 days. So $7,000 per day average. And you might think, well, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 day is good. It's not an incredible day. It's not a $20,000 day. But when you have 10 of them in a row, well, it's really a game changer. So this is just really pretty impressive. And so with this being the 63rd trading day of 2018, I'm up about $212,000 on the year, which means my daily average is about $3,500 per day. Now, my daily average was really high in January, obviously because I did so well that month, and then it came down in February. It came back up a little bit in March, and now in April it's coming back up again. So it was kind of hovering between a low of, I think, $2,800 per day and a high of like $5,000. But last year, over 200 days of trading, I averaged only $1,500 per day. So to be averaging twice what I averaged last year is incredible. And again, this is only right now 3 months and a week. So there's still certainly time where the market may be slow. Maybe it'll be slow in the summer, and I'll end up having more days that are only $500 or $1,000, or maybe I'll have losses, and those will bring down the averages. But right now, at the very beginning of the year, the first 3-4 months, to be able to get this big cushion on the year, it puts me in the driver's seat. It makes me feel so much more confident because now every day that I come in, I'm not behind the ball trying to catch up. I'm, in control and feeling good and just trying to add some icing to the cake. So, what I'll talk about in the midday recap is that 2 years ago in 2016, I made $222,000. That was a great year for me. I'm up $212,000, and it's only April. So here we are. By the end of April, I will most likely have made more in 4 months than I made in all of 2016. And I think that right there shows you the scalability of trading. Because even me, doing this 7 years, I'm gaining more and more confidence every year that I'm trading. And so my growth curve is going up and up and up and up as well. And we'll see where it kind of plateaus. There may be a point where it's like, okay, I'm not getting more than $500,000 a year, $600,000. My goal this year is $665,000. Why that number? Because last year I made $335,000 in my account that started with $583, and I want to break $1 million this year. I've got my work cut out for me. I'm only at $547,000 right now, so I've still got, $450,000 to go. I mean, I'm not even, I guess I'm just past halfway, but, it's a marathon. And this is one of those things, you're in the middle of the Tour de France, and it's like, I can only imagine. You just want it to be over. You just want to get there. I mean, you're doing this to get to this goal. But you know what? Having this nice kind of big push here in sort of the middle of the marathon, it feels good. It's like having a leg of the race that's downhill, and it's just smooth sailing. It's easy, and it's just awesome. It gives you some confidence, gives you a little bit of boost, because there will be another climb section, and I don't know when it'll come, but it'll be when things get tricky again, market gets choppy, and I have to be really, really disciplined. So that will happen, but right now, pedal to the metal, momentum is strong, I'm loving it. So being a breakout trader is definitely working really well here at the beginning of the month of April. So we're going to break down all of the trades today in the midday market recap, and if you guys have any questions, comments, leave them below, and we'll come back and answer them later. All right, enjoy. All right, everyone. So let's break down the trades from this morning. Another incredible day of momentum, up $13,450 $15.65 between my main account and my IRA. And that means in the last 10 days, it's been 10 days since my last red day, and in these last 10 days, I've made over $70,000. $70,000 in 10 days. That's a hot streak. That's momentum. So being a momentum trader, being a breakout trader, when the markets are strong like this is when it's time to put the pedal to the metal and be aggressive. And I did it today. $15,000 on LEDS, as you can see right here, $15,362. A couple of losses right here, a small one on Cali, a little bit of a bigger one on Cohn, and then a $1,900 winner in my IRA on Cali. So just loving this momentum. This is, this is really what we need. So as of right now, I'm up about $62,000 on the month, which is awesome. That makes this, let's see, my best month was 117 in December, and I had 84K in 117 in January, 84K in December, 81K in November, and 68,000 last February. So as of right now, this is my 5th best month of all time. But as I look at the calendar, we still have we still have a solid 2.5 weeks left of trading. So this will hopefully end up being at least my 4th best month. If I can break over 84,000, this could be my 2nd best month of all time. If I break 117,000, it'll be my best month of all time. But I would have to basically double where I'm at right now. I would need, we'll see. We've got 2.5 weeks ahead of us, so 14 days, another 70,000. It's not impossible, but that would be a pretty big push. So in any case, these are the hot streaks that we love. They allow us to really get a big cushion in our accounts, and to have really like 2 super strong months in the first half of the year for me is fantastic. It puts me up right now about $211,000 on the year. And remember, guys, in 2016, just a couple years ago, I made $222,000, which at the time felt like a great year. I was like, 200 grand, that's terrific. It's a great year. And now I'm doing that in 4 months. So that's that kind of exponential growth scale that you can see as a trader. As you start to gain confidence, you feel more comfortable taking bigger and bigger share size, and that's where the gains increase. So let's look at the trades from today. All right, so watch list this morning, the only one we were watching was LEDS. That was, all eyes were on LEDS, and that was because it was gapping up. It was gapping up substantially. It was up, let's see, where's my gap scanner? LEDS, let's do time frame historical, and we'll do this for 9/28. All right, so at 9/28, LEDS was on my scans, and it was the biggest gapper, gapping up 54%, and priced at $7.96. So we knew this was in play. It was squeezing up. Supposedly they have earnings tomorrow. I'm not sure if that is true, but I was looking at this and thinking, okay, I'm liking it for a long over 7. So the bell rings and it pulls back just for a second. It dips down to a low of 657, and as it started to pop back up, boom, 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 that's when I pressed the buy button, and I'm long 15,000 shares at 698, 705, and 729. My average is $7.11 with 15,000 shares. It squeezes up to a high of, what was the high? Let's see. It hit I guess I hit 790, all the way to 796. I sold I sold a quarter at 766 and another quarter at 782, and I booked about $7,000 profit right there. I then sold more at 761 and 759 before adding back 5,000, almost 7,000 shares at 775. So I added back 7,000 shares, and now I'm still holding 8,000 shares into the first halt. It's halted for 5 minutes at 796. It resumes and taps a high, as you can see here, of 875. On resumption, I add at 845, It pops up. I try to sell half at 865. I don't get filled, so I hit the bid. I sell on the bid, 841 and 840, and I'm all out except for one share. It then starts to curl back up, and I add back right here at 840, 840. I sell half at 869, the rest at 870, 855, and 846. So that was scalping right inside this candle here. It drops down, and my last trade was along at $8, which was right, it was kind of like right in here. Getting it back in at 8, it pops back up to a high of 829. Didn't really hold those levels very well. Ended up stopping out here, selling some at 819 and the rest at 777 and 784. So it dropped back down and I had to get out. So not super easy there, but well, $15,360. I'm not going to complain. It was a pretty easy trade. It was right off the watch list. It was just a little bit choppy in a couple of spots, but for the most part, it was pretty clean. So $15,000 there. Boom. That's good. Next trade, Cohn. All right. So on Cohn, I missed this really nice 1 minute pullback at $8.50. I was watching LEDS and I had Cohn kind of on the corner of my eye, and I wasn't watching it really closely. And then boom, it pops up, and so I jumped. So I missed that, and then it hit a high of 963. So it worked out really well. It pulls back here, and this is where I jumped in right here for the break over 963. So I jumped in at 920, 933, and 928 with 12,000 shares. That's a pretty big order, but again, right now we're in a market where I feel like I got to put the pedal to the metal and be aggressive. Pretty much as soon as I got in, I was a little bit like hesitant because it tapped, I think 948, and then it dropped back down. So I tried to sell half, break even, just to reduce my risk. I didn't get filled. I tried to sell some more at 49. I filled some more at 35 and 27, but partial fills. And then all of a sudden, I lose my internet connection. My internet connection is off. I have no quotes. I have no access to the market. I can't see the current price. It pops back up for a second, and I see the price is at 909, and I sell half, and I sell another quarter. And then I lose my internet again. My internet comes back on, and I'm selling at 836 and 824. So I lost $3,586, and this was one of those times where we talk about this. This is the cost of doing business. Yeah, it's disappointing to lose $3,500, but that's life. You're going to have trades where you lose your internet connection, or you press the wrong hotkey and you have a mistake, and you just can't get around it. It's going to happen from time to time. It's like trying to be a UPS truck driver and never get a parking ticket. It's just not going to happen. You're going to get a parking ticket at some point, and it just is what it is. They just budget that there's going to be this amount of money spent on parking tickets. I just have to budget that there's going to be this amount of money that's going to go out because of losing my internet in the middle of a trade, or because of pressing the wrong hotkey, or because I didn't get filled the place I wanted to get filled. I mean, it's annoying, but I'm not going to get bent out of shape over it. Obviously, I was annoyed when it first happened, but it's just the way it is. So. So that's what happened to me. That was disappointing. So lost 3,500 there. I logged out of the platform. I got logged back in, and when I logged back in, Cali was popping up. I saw Cali, and I was like, you know what? This one is one that I think I'm going to take in my IRA account because it looks strong, and it's a former runner, as we know. So I jumped in it. I was watching it at 315, 320. And I'll just pull this back to a 10-second chart. I'm going to do this just to show you this micro pullback right here. This was a little flag right here at 320. You see that little pullback? So what happened is when you're watching the level 2, it came up and it tapped 320. It was tap, 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 tap. It pulled back. And right there I had my order ready for 4,000 shares. And I was like about to press the buy button. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm being too aggressive. I just had a loss. Let's see if it's actually strong. And it pops up here to 46, and that's when I said, okay, you know what? It's showing strength. I'm going to get in. And at that point, it was looking better on the daily because it was breaking over some of these moving averages that were kind of in the 20s and 30s. So it pops up there. I jump in at 46, as you can see here, getting filled at 46 and 50. It then is up to 60 and is halted on a circuit breaker. It resumes, hits a high of $4, and I sold it at 95. I saw on the level 2 some resistance at 97, 98, 99. I recorded all the live trading. I'm going to annotate it, use my little marker here to draw lines and say, this is what I saw right here. See that? And pause it and all that stuff. So that'll be uploaded for the Warrior Pro students later today. But yeah, so I saw some resistance up here around 4. Couldn't break that level, so I sold. And in my main account, I was not quick enough to get in before the halt. So I bought 5,000 shares out of the halt at 5,000 shares at 89. And I tried to sell half at 96, and then at that point I was like, the writing's on the wall. I bailed in my IRA and then came over here and bailed here. So sold at 84 and 82, a $290 loss, but not a big deal. I mean, I'm not going to sweat that. So in total, $13,415.65. And yeah, this when I'm on a hot streak, obviously I post my net gains every day, whether it's a red day or a green day. Every single day, I post my gains, I do my midday recap, and every month my broker statements are uploaded to the website. So in February, you'll notice that this calendar is missing the month of February. That's because I took it out of the calendar and I set it on fire. I set it ablaze and put February behind me. But February, I lost $10,000. And so I know it's easy for people who are watching on Facebook or YouTube to be like, oh, this guy's just bragging about how much money he makes. He's another one of those traders. But this is just a hot streak. It's been 10 really good days. I post every single day. So if it's a green day, I post it. If it's a red day, I post it. I was red 8 out of 15 days in February, and then I fell skiing and I was out for a whole week. And I just got to sit around and think about how I was red on the month and how now I was going to miss the opportunity to bounce back. So it was disappointing. But that's part of trading. So 117,000 in January, minus 10,000 in February, plus 42,000 in March, and right now up 62,000 for April. So it's just a good month, and right now it's one of those things where, the momentum, we have the ebb and the flow, and we're in a hot streak, and so I'm going to put the pedal to the metal, and I'm going to be aggressive because I want to try to capitalize on these opportunities. That's why I took 12,000 shares of Cohn, because if it had broken over 1060, there's a really good chance that it would have gone up to 11. And then I would have made another $7,500. And that's how you take a $15,000 day and turn it into a $22,000 day. And that's how you take 22 and turn it into 30, and from 30 to 40. And I know because my best day is a $40,000 day. So, I'm still have my, eyes set on having a $100,000 day at some point this year. But ultimately, my biggest goal will be to have a net profit of over $665,000 this year. And that's because last year I made $335,000 in my small account. So 335 plus 665 is $1 million. That's the line in the sand that I'm going for. Sitting today at $546,000 with $453,000 to go. So, it's a marathon. I'm not going to say the finish line is in sight because it's not, but this was a nice hot streak that I kind of needed at the midpoint of this marathon. Just, get the wind at my back, make some good progress, and give me a little bit of energy for going into the next cold streak, which will come. And you guys will most likely see, and I'm not wanting to jinx myself, but this hot streak will probably end in a dramatic fashion, as most of them do. They will end with a big loss, where I'm going big, I'm swinging hard, and all of a sudden the momentum's gone and I strike out. And will be my indicator to slow down. The goal, however, is that I won't give back more than 10% of the move up. So right now I'm up $70,000. That means I can afford in one day a 10% drop would be $7,000 down. And that would not be, yes, it would be more than my $2,000 max loss, but it wouldn't be out of the realm of what would be acceptable given my historical trends of 10 steps forward, 1 step back, 10 steps forward, 1 step back. So, and it doesn't have to be 7,000 in one day. It could be 2,000 one day and then another 2,500 the next day, and then 3,000 the following day before I start to curl back up. So, Anyways, that's about it for me. I'm going to go do the annotation on the live trades from this morning and get that uploaded for Warrior Pro students. And I will see all of you back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 9:15 for pre-market analysis. And hopefully we just keep riding the wave. The momentum continues. All right, so that's it for me. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Well, I was just working on the dream board for my next home run trade. Hopefully it comes soon. Until then, make sure you subscribe to get email alerts anytime I go live or upload new videos. Until then, happy surfing